Enjoying the warmer weather this morning. That's what they look like in a year. I think this is really just probably their favorite thing to do this time of year. All right, so yep, it is that time of year. You can tell by the wilted elephant ears and some of the other plants and the leaf buildup. It's definitely winter time here in Georgia. Luckily today it's going to be in the upper 60s, probably almost 70. So I'm using it as an opportunity to kind of clean out some of these leaves in my ponds and keep them flowing good. I do leave some on the bottom, just like I've mentioned in previous videos during previous winters, because I like to use that as like a thermal layer for the turtles to kind of get into, and they make use of it. But I do have a lot of stuff kind of built up, like these little seed pods from trees that I like to get out of here. And so I'm just gonna kind of get some of this stuff out. And yeah, just do some maintenance. And since it's gonna be a little bit warmer, we're gonna be able to see, you know, some turtles moving around. So we'll see what we can see. So we'll get a couple more scoops in and go see if we can see some turtles. All right, so this stock tank has a few different types of species in it. One of the obvious ones right there is that albino slider. Check him out. He's come up to the surface, enjoying the warmer weather this morning. Have a few of those albino sliders that I picked up last year through, it's actually a confiscation. But there is like some Florida soft shells in here. There's some Florida cooters in here. Just kind of an extra kind of coastal plain species setup. Look right there, there's a river cooter on the bottom. So yeah, doing good. There's another big stock tank back here. This one has a couple of adult alligator snappers. You can kind of see a little bit right there, one of them. Oh, and there's a head over there. Let me get a shot of the head over there. All right, so from this side, there you go. You can see one of the alligator snapper heads. That's actually Al. He is the alligator snapper that was featured when Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom came here back in the summer. But yeah, he's just hanging out under his log and kind of also buried in a bunch of leaves. And he'll do fine in here pretty much all through the winter and be ready to start eating and moving around again around late March, early April. You can see there's lots and lots of leaves everywhere. I like to like rake them kind of some places but not others. It's actually good for the ground to kind of leave some leaves out, and it provides cover. And my stream actually produces a lot of amphibians like salamanders and frogs, and you know, the young frogs and the young metamorph salamanders actually really need that leaf litter, so I try to leave as much as I can for them. Another cooter. The cooters are kind of the first ones to come up and enjoy the nice weather. You start to see them active almost before everybody else, with the exception of painted turtles. Painted turtles will be out even when it's cold and miserable, which is kind of funny. Even in the winter, I mean, this place, I mean, this still looks beautiful. The ferns and some of these plants kind of always stay green, so that's nice when, you know, the rest of my yard is pretty brown. So I like that a lot. I really love these ferns that grow right here. Let's see if I can make their life a little easier. Here you go, guys. I just love the look of that. Love the water coming through here. So cool. All right, let's see if we can see some turtles without having to stare into a bunch of water glare. All right, so right here is a planted stock tank that has the hatchling alligator snapping turtles from last year. Also a couple hatchling Florida soft shells. And if you look right here, that little head sticking up, that's so funny. He's just chilling right there. See if we can get a better look at him. Come here, buddy. Look at that, 1 year old. They do start off quite a bit smaller than this. But they do grow slowly. You know, other turtles in a year would be much larger, but you know, these guys grow so kind of much slower. Everything these turtles do is kind of slow. But that's about what they look like in a year. And then the growth will pick up in the next 2 years. So they'll kind of get like a short little burst, and they'll kind of get all the way up to about the size of your hand within 2 to 3 years. But the first year is really slow. They're just primarily feeding on, you know, live bearing fish, little, you know, invertebrates, things like that. And they just do perfect in these little plant root masses. Yes, I took a bunch of plants out of the aquascape stream, and I just brought these root masses into here. And it's funny because the plants started to grow back, but it gave them their favorite thing to hide in. So I like that a lot. So just like I was talking about earlier, the painted turtles are usually the first ones out. This guy's gonna jump back in the water. Yep, you gonna go for it? You mind if I pick you up? Nope. All right, there he goes. And over here is Tony's pond. And I'm kind of walking the edges of this one. Ended up having to move the Gulf Coast box turtles back into this area just because this is where they've overwintered for like the last 2 years. And the area in the backyard yet, I hadn't really fully prepared for them. It's got plenty of space, but they were so used to overwintering here. When it got cold, Tony shut down. He's not going to eat or do much. So it was actually pretty easy to bring the Gulfs back here and let them find their old places where they like to overwinter. And we should be able to see some, because they always use kind of the same areas. Oh, there's one there. Look at that. So that's a female Gulf Coast box turtle there. We'll put her little blanket back. Since I'm also here by Tony's pond, it only makes sense to mention I do still have some of these 2025 alligator snapping turtle calendars still available. All photos taken by me while out in the field. And some of these turtles you'll even see in some of my videos where I'm doing some trap checks. It's always fun to make these calendars. I'm out in the field. I have my cameras with me. I love doing photography. And so making the calendars is just kind of a fun side project, but all of the money from the calendar sales goes back into building things like this and kind of creating some funding to both help me with my field work, but also with my animals at home. You might recognize that turtle from one of my last trap check videos. Just awesome times. I get to relive them whenever I look at the calendar, and also some stuff that, you know, if you don't live here or if you don't get to see alligator snapping turtles a lot, hopefully through my photos you can kind of get to enjoy and appreciate them. So again, these guys are still available, and get one while you can. Yay! While I'm promoting some of my products, also these guys are available. It's a great time of year for some hoodies. So I have hoodies available on the bonfire site. These are in the description below this video. It's actually warm enough. I can bring the redfoot and yellowfoot tortoises out here, let them get a drink and kind of hang out. And the sun's starting to come out, so I know they enjoy that. And they love just getting to kind of get a nice soak going, because during the winter, if I don't like put them in a tub and soak them, then, you know, they kind of get a little bit more dry. The air's a little more dry. So getting out here and getting to do this, I mean, I think this is really just probably their favorite thing to do this time of year. There's a Rio Grande cooter that was basking. You can see these guys are kind of neat. Let's see if we can clean this guy off. So the Rio Grande cooters are neat because they have the cusps like a red belly turtle. And he's in winter, so his colors are pretty muted. When he sheds kind of in the early spring, he'll be kind of bright pink and orange and yellow. But this guy's actually really cold tolerant and really active during the winter, which kind of surprising. Look, there we go. There's a scute shedding. Let's see. Look at the color under that scute. Woo woo! Nobody hiding under here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just trying to get a little video out to you guys. I try to get them, you know, when I can fit them in, and just see what was out today. And hopefully before we know it, we'll be starting to see some little green buds of plants coming up in the spring. I feel like here where I live, once you make it to about the end of February, it starts becoming spring. So if we can go ahead and hit fast forward on that, I'd be pretty happy. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.